Fear not, citizens. Hope has arrived because we are back with My Hero Academia Vigilantes, chapters 331, chapters 31 through 34. Oof, I was about to say 300 something because we're doing My Hero Academia. Whoopsie. This is the Amateur Otaku Podcast. We're breaking down everything in My Hero Academia's franchise, from My Hero proper to team up missions to vigilantes. Isaac, we last left off with chapter 30, and we discovered the trigger variant, all the stuff there with Ingenium, and like that man bat creature that they had to face off against. We didn't even really cover in the last episode. Going into this one is pretty much what I expected, right? Like Poppin and Koichi are going on tour. He has that quirk evolution we mentioned in the last episode of him like having a new ability, which is just a variant on his existing power set. A lot of stuff happened here. We had Aizawa doing detective work. We had Fat Gum entering the picture and trying to figure out what's going on with Trigger. Did this like satisfy any of the problems we kind of had, or at least that I had from the last episode?
I think, one thing that certainly did was answering your question of him being a teacher or not.
I know, right?
Just with all, she's all because she won't take a no for an answer. For no, she had been working as a school teacher for real. If you only
That was
knew,
so
buddy.
funny.
If you only knew, buddy. If you knew. And maybe it's just me, but just the whole midnight and the idea of she's just because she can't, she won't take a no for an answer. Just bad Isaac, or what?
Yeah, I mean, how can you say no to Midnight? Come on.
I mean, I don't think it would be hard not to submit her, or not to submit to her. So,
Jeez, that's not what I meant, but yeah, I get it.
what do you, what do you, uh, what do you think I thought about when it's a hard time not taking it weirdly when he speaks about midnight and she can't take no for an answer, considering what her power is.
Good grief.
I mean, am I wrong?
Unfortunately, no. That's the sad part. So we see Tsukuichi is continuing the investigation on the trigger users, and he enlists Aizawa because of his Batman skills, right? His ability to get into the criminal underworld and interrogate some of the lower level thugs and figure out what's going on around here, which I think is really interesting. It's a really interesting idea how Aizawa doesn't want to do that, which is funny because we all associate him with like the Batman of the My Hero universe, and this is, we would think this is right in his tool house, right on his utility belt. But he's
Yeah.
reluctant. He's reluctant about everything. Does Aizawa ever want to do anything?
No. He's the kind of hero that if he could just sit around doing nothing, he would probably do that.
Yeah. He's like Hawks, right? I want a world where heroes have too much time on their hands. That's pretty much what's going on here. So I like the investigation that the group are launching with Fat Gum, and they even have a spy. Is it Kimiko? I think is her name.
The Claude girl?
Yeah,
I
with
believe
her
so, yes.
with her Mr. Krabs power.
Insert SpongeBob joke here.
Exactly. But yeah, like this group of chapters I think are really fun. It's advancing the plot while tying in some existing characters we know, but also furthering Koichi and Pop's character development, like him learning of this new ability, him clinging onto a train because he was late buying bento boxes. It's just funny, especially when it's juxtaposed them saying he's too stupid to even be on the train on time because he's buying bento boxes.
He's a bit naive, that Koichi, but we all love him.
We love him, but he is an imbecile at times. So we learned that they're like pushing Trigger through this bento box company, this crab company, and so they're going undercover trying to figure out um, who's in charge of the villain factor. I think is what Tsukichi calls it. I don't know if again I don't know if it's going to be an existing character. Like, will this all turn out to be something All for One has been doing? Blah blah blah. Or the Doctor, for example. But it's an interesting mystery. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, but unfortunately, not be surprised if it's all for one again.
Of course, it's All for One. I wouldn't be surprised either. And like we have this ponytail speedster, which is I feel like this is our first like true speedster in the My Hero universe. I could be wrong. I know we have the Ingeniums, but they have like the engines in their calves. This guy doesn't have like any physical changes. He just seems to be really fast, like the Flash, which I thought was kind of cool.
I wonder if that's the dude that catch the bee in the 2 episodes ago, so to speak.
I'm pretty sure it is because he has the same ponytail.
Yeah,
He's trying to stop the trigger from being from the evidence being discovered.
because that would which begs the question of what is he going to be the villain of this arc going forward?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he is. But that's another question, right? How did he know about the sting? Because they launched this in a different city, in a different town, randomly. How did they know? How did he know that the heroes were going to be there?
He has super hearing also.
Like, I'm not gonna say he's a spy or anything on the inside, but it's like, he's got some sort of intel that we don't know about or know where it's coming from.
Yeah, which shall be interesting to see. Why? Uh, I mean, super hearing. Have you been shown that in the main storyline as of yet?
Ooh, a user who has super hearing. I don't think so. I'm sure that's an ability that somebody has. It's like I wouldn't say that it doesn't exist, but I don't know how that ties into this one character specifically because his quirk is super speed. And My Hero has taught us that people don't have more than one quirk unless they're Deku or Todoroki.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe there is someone else that has it that they isn't they don't know about in the quote unquote mainline storyline or whatever you want to call it.
It's true. It's true.
It could just be a villain that this is a prequel, so maybe it's a villain that gets killed off for whatever reason, and the police don't register him in the office in the papers for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's possible. It's just the likelihood of somebody having multiple quirks is just very low in my opinion.
Yeah,
So, and like but again, we also know that All for One can give people quirks. So if this is All for One's, you know, secret organization, I'm sure he could have just given the guy a second quirk. That's again, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I just think the likelihood is low.
it was it's just a speculation of mine,
Yeah,
and
it's fair.
sure, it might sound a bit dark to say that it's a villain that gets killed off, but to some extent, even though my hero, we are pretty early on in this series, but I dare to say that this series has dared to be a bit more darker than My Hero Academia, My Hero Academia at the beginning.
At the beginning, yes. I feel like this series is being more adult in tone, not necessarily
Yeah,
darker. Like
dark.
we had the streaker, we had the pussy bees. We had the innuendos and all that stuff going on. But as far as like material that's darker than My Hero Academia, I don't quite agree there. I know early on My Hero is not dark at all at the beginning of that series, but as it goes on with things like My Villain Academia, the War arc, the new War arc, there have been darker, more intense moments.
Yeah,
But this series is more, I would say, more adult in overall tone than My Hero Academia.
yeah. Especially with them making a big deal of someone having to have a job outside of being a quote unquote vigilante and
Yeah,
that kind of stuff, which makes it more mature instead of training to become a hero.
for
Not saying
sure.
that. So,
I have a quick question for you. Like, how dumb is Koichi? Was he gonna really let Pop Step die if he didn't have that random All Might hoodie?
I don't think it's the question of him being stupid and all that. More afraid of losing him. What shall I do if people understand who I am and going? Am I going to the prison? So he
He
gets
doesn't wear
into.
a mask though, so it doesn't matter.
Fair point. Now that I think about it.
Like Pop wears a mask. I get that. And like she had like when she's in her civilian outfit, her hair's down, she's got glasses. She can pass as a different person. He doesn't wear a mask. He just wears a hoodie and puts the hood up. But then half the time the hood falls down anyway.
Fair point. Fair point. That I give you. I didn't think about that. Yeah, he's a moron then.
Yeah,
Maybe, or maybe it's that he doesn't have the. He is not courageous enough if he doesn't have the hoodie.
yeah,
You
maybe
know, sort of like Mugman in the Cuphead show when he had to have the
the
glasses
sweater.
on. Yeah, or I was thinking more of the glasses in order to have the courage to go to that island.
Oh yeah, I remember that one now.
Maybe
um,
it's sort of like that.
it could be. It could be. Seeing Fat Gum tear through a lot of these robots was pretty fun too. Like seeing the bullets bounce off of him. I love Fat Gum. He's one of my favorite pro heroes.
You can say that the claws didn't go through him.
Yes, you can say that because he'd be dead.
Yeah,
No, but like I love the girls like crab abilities. Like she can just take two fingers and snip snip snip. I think that's a really cool quirk. And it's nice just seeing another cop besides Tsukuichi for once.
yeah,
I
I
really
agree.
like that dynamic. I want to see more of this little team up here. They're really fun.
It should be interesting to. Yeah, she certainly doesn't need any scissors. That's for certain. And that was not me trying to make a pun. That was just me making a statement.
Yeah, sure. I can't tell anymore. I don't really believe you. So we stopped at chapter 34, which ends on kind of a cliffhanger because Koichi and Pop are still trying to deal with the crab mech that she's trapped in. So I don't know the resolution. You could have read right past that, but I don't know the resolution from there, which is an exciting cliffhanger. I know that this is currently volume 5 of Vigilantes, which is fun. And I'm looking at the cover, and Fat Gum and Aizawa are on the cover. I'm glad I didn't get that spoiled. It was a nice surprise. Opening up 31 and seeing Fat Gum like on the first page.
Yeah, more the Razorhead and Phantom the better.
Yeah, it just makes me think back at the overhaul arc where we introduced Fat Gum, and Aizawa was a big player in that one too. I love seeing the pro heroes. Like that's something I think My Hero Academia is really good at is like developing all of these characters. Even like a character like Mitoko, right? We don't see her that often. I feel like even in the anime, we haven't really seen her yet. She's gonna be a bigger deal in the upcoming season. But I think that just again is a testament to how good of a writer Horikoshi is when it comes to creating even these great supporting characters. And then that allows other writers who are doing team up missions, who are doing vigilantes, to use those supporting characters and make the main characters in this franchise and just flesh out the world even more. That's what I love about the My Hero Academia universe, is what we can call it now, is that we have all these different types of stories told by different writers. But since Horikoshi's foundation was so strong, they all just take it in a multitude of directions.
I have to say though, this is not spoiler for the anime only fans, but I'm a bit sad that they aren't in the anime as of yet. The our Queech and Pops.
Uh yeah, I I test I guess I don't mind, because since we're behind with vigilantes, I
Yeah,
don't like it. What if one of them ends up dying in this story? I don't want that spoiled for me because I'm watching My Hero Academia.
yeah. Good point.
It's like if I'm caught up on vigilantes and Pop Step shows up or something, cool. But yeah, I'd rather I'd rather keep them separate until we're caught up. That's just me being selfish. I definitely would like to see
Fair
them in the
point.
main
Fair
series.
point. I do hope they do arrive in the main series though.
I would not be surprised if Aizawa calls in some backup towards the end of that series and say, "Hey, the Meta Liberation Army is huge. We need all hands on deck," and the vigilantes show up. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, and I hope you're right. I hope you're right because Aizawa's interaction with Knuckle Duster, to be precise, was quite funny.
Yeah, yeah. So we're currently in volume 5. There are 11 total, so we're almost halfway through this series, which is fun. I know that it's supposed to be wrapping up relatively soon, so we'll see if we get caught up before it ends. If we don't, no worries. We'll just keep recapping them weekly, like we've been doing lately, doing them like 4 chapters at a time. But if we do happen to get caught up, I say we do it every time a chapter comes out, like we do My Hero Academia, right?
Yeah, I think it sounds like a good idea.
Nice.
Unless it's managed to finish before we're finished.
Yeah, that's a possibility, and if it does, that's all right.
Yeah,
no, no big deal. We still have team up missions we need to get through one day, so that's fine.
agreed. Agreed.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover, Isaac, before we call this a day?
No, not what I can think about. I think we'd clawed through all the plot points.
Nice, nice. Well, everybody, if you enjoyed this episode of the Amateur Otaku Podcast, Vigilantes Edition, why not give us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our My Hero Academia content? There's a lot of it. I'm sure there's a playlist. There's so much My Hero on this channel. That's kind of like our thing at this point. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at Amateur Otaku Pod, and subscribe to our podcast feed. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and give us a rating. Give us that 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. That really helps us out, broadens the reach of the show, and makes sure everybody gets to talk about the anime and manga that we love, and we guys can join in the conversation that way. Isaac, where can people find you on social media?
Well, you can find my work over at Fubam Entertainment, and you can find me over at Maniac on Twitter.
Nice, nice. And you can find our other co-host, Brandon Alvarado, at the Scarlet Fan 52 on all social media platforms. And myself, you can find at Novice Cinephile on YouTube, youtube.com/Novice Cinephile, and every other social media platform you can think of, except for Instagram, where it's the Novice Cinephile. Just tweak it there when you go for the Instagram. With that said, we will catch you guys next time for more of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Have it awesome. Go beyond.
Plus Ultra.
See you later.